Rock stars, Eric Andreas, your guitar sage here. Is October the 19th. Today we're going to be talking about how to get 10 times more out of your guitar practice. I'm so glad that you're here. We've got a lot of technologies happening today, so bear with us because we want to give you the full Monty of these products. And so in order for us to do that, if you saw what I'm looking at right now, like many screens and many cameras and many wires going all about right here in front of me, and that's so that you guys can get the full experience of what it is that we want to show you today. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different technologies that I'm going to show you today that I believe as being very powerful to multiply your practice time, to get you where it is that you want to get to quicker and a lot more fun, okay? So just bear with us today a bit. We've had all sorts of technology issues this morning, but we're easy like Sunday morning, so there you go. All right, so here we go. Really quickly, before we begin, this is how I'm going to do it. For about a half hour, I'm going to talk to you about this stuff. I'm going to show you the technologies. I'm going to show you where you can go get it. None of these folks are, these aren't promotional products that, you know, I'm getting paid to. It's none of that. I hate that. It drives me nuts because how can you be honest if you're being paid, right?
Someone bought you a coffee.
And Mike has the Nerf gun today, so he might try to knock these products out of my hand as I show them to you. All right, really quickly, we've got 3 courses on massive sale. Sunday. We've got 3 courses for you. Massive sale today. Robbie Calvo's looper course. We're going to be talking about loopers today because that's one of the 6 things, one of the 6 technologies. That's the one you probably know of. There's a few others here that you're not going to know of. Several I know you're not going to know of whatsoever. But Robbie Calvo has an amazing looper course called the Phrase Trainer that he did here at the Studio U Studios here in Franklin, Tennessee, and that is 82% off right now. That's the link below. If you have a looper pedal and you're like, daggone it, I've had this looper pedal, I don't know how to use it, or I kind of know how to use it, but how are you going to create a whole course on looper pedals? Trust me, man, you can. Robbie's done it, and it's a great course that shows you how you can use your looper pedal, not just how to use it, how to just engage it, but what to do, like how to practice with it. So, number 1, looper pedals. This is probably at the top of my list here. We're going to talk about it in detail here in just a minute, but if you want a full-fledged course on this, check out Robbie's link below. It's 82% off today, okay? Through Saturday, but don't wait till it's Saturday and don't be that guy who you lose out on the deal. That's the link below. If you're into slide guitar, we have RJ Ronquillo's 2 courses. Number 1, it's like it's number 1 slide course on Udemy. It's the best slide course on Udemy. Teaches you how to play slide guitar. Literally, I mean, I had a slide and I used it some, but I did not learn. I didn't get it. The pieces didn't come together until we did this course with RJ, and literally while he was teaching the course, I'm sitting there with my slide and I'm learning. So that's the basics of how I learned. An amazing course, the number 1 on Udemy as far as slide, 73% off today. And then he also has a licks course, a 30 top slide licks. I highly recommend that one as well if you're getting into slide. Get them both. That one's 75% off. You might as well, because you need some licks to go along with the techniques that you're learning. Otherwise, you're going to learn the slide technique, but you need some stuff to work with. Okay, so check those out. All those 3 links are below. All right, let's jump into this without any further ado. Okay, so I'm going to start off with something called Pro Jam Tracks today. In fact, let me tell you what it is I'm going to be showing you today. I'm going to tell you the 6 things that, and maybe there may be more than this, but literally these are the 6 things that have kind of been forefront of my mind lately. Pro Jam Tracks, which is basically visual jam tracks. We'll get into that in a minute. Created in our studio here, Pro Jam Tracks. The Vidami Pedal, right? Which allows you to work in YouTube, allows you to, it's a pedal that allows you to work in YouTube and fast forward, rewind, loop, play, slow things down, speed things up, all the rest. The Fender Mustang Pocket Amp, we'll talk about that. The Apogee Jam, or really any sort of interface for smart devices. Looper pedal, and something very new, some new software by a company called Hit and Mix, and it's called Rip X. Have you ever wanted to take an MP3, a recording of some famous band or whatever, and just isolate the vocals, or just isolate the guitars, or just isolate the bass? These guys are doing this, and it's pretty remarkable. I'm going to show you an example of it, okay, in just a few minutes here. So let's jump into this, no particular order, but specifically, let's talk about, in fact, I'm going to knock two of them out here right out of the gate. One of them is Pro Jam Tracks, and the other one is Vidami Pedal. So let me first show you this Vidami pedal and show you what I'm doing, because I'm going to be using both in tandem here in just a minute. And Mike's going to show you my screen in just a minute here as well. And all these bits here are available on the interwebs, obviously. Vidami, okay, V-I-D-A-M-I, V-I-D-A-M-I. If anybody has the link, go ahead and put it in the chat there, if you will. I don't get anything for this, friends. But the kind folks at Vidami did send me this pedal, and I'm really excited about it. I love it. I've had it for quite a while now. Okay, so what this does is you plug it into your computer, and I'm going to be showing you with the Pro Jam Tracks here in just a minute. You plug this into your computer via USB, and it allows you to play. You could do this for, you can use this for the Unstoppable Guitar System. You can use this for Pro Jam Tracks. You can use this inside of YouTube. You can use this for our Udemy courses. You can use this for all, okay? Play, it's got a play button. It's got a back button. So for instance, if you know on YouTube, if you hit J, I think it's J, it goes backwards like 15 seconds. If you hit the L, it goes forward 15 seconds. This is how I watch videos, on double speed and using that to get to the places that I want to get to. This does that. You can do back, you can do forward, and obviously you can hit it several times to do that. And back several times, whatever, to just bump back. Has a speed button, so you can scroll through different speeds, right? For instance, half speed, quarter speed, yeah, all that. Double speed, you can do that with the speed button. It also has this really nifty loop button. So you can be listening to a riff. Let's say you're learning something from one of my videos, and I'm doing a riff that's complicated, and I haven't broken it down quite enough for you. You can hit this loop button at the beginning of that riff, and at the end of the riff, hit the loop button again, and now you've created a loop, and it will sit there and loop. Then you can adjust the daggone speed if you wanted to slow it down. So if you're watching Yngwie Malmsteen play super fast or whatever, you loop the little section that you want, and then you can slow it down with this button. What? Yes, you can slow down the video and the audio all at the same time. So when you see me hands off controlling this in just a moment here, this is what I'm using. It's the Vidami pedal, okay? That's pretty much all I have to say about Vidami. They're amazing. Great company. I've spoken with the creators, really kind folks, told them that we would be doing this. And I believe they have some new products on the horizon as well that I will let you know about when they come out. But as I'm controlling the Pro Jam Tracks right now, this is what I'm using, the Vidami pedal. Super helpful if you find yourself constantly taking your hands off the guitar and trying to control YouTube. That's a pain in the butt. Here, you just have your foot on that rewind, boom, you watch it again, or loop, or whatever. And I use this. I've used this several times before. If I was a new guitar player, I'd be using it probably all the time. It's just that I have a faster ear now that I've done stuff enough times, right? Okay, so that's the Vidami pedal. Now I'm going to be using it in conjunction with Pro Jam Tracks right now. So Mike, you can show them our screen here. This is a visual jam, if you will. This is what I call a visual jam, okay? You have jam tracks, right? You've heard them before. It's where you have drums, guitars, bass playing all at the same time, and then you play over the top of that, right? For improvisational purposes, coming up with chords, being creative, all the rest, okay? Now, Jam tracks are awesome. And in fact, inside the Unstoppable Guitar System, we have 600 plus jam tracks. We love jam tracks. Everybody loves jam tracks. Why? Because you can put them on, you have a full band playing for you, and you get to, rock out with your socks out, okay? You get to have a lot of fun, and the band's not going to get bored. You can play in that same key all day long, getting good at those particular noodle notes that I teach you in the minimalistic blues and all that stuff, right? So that's what a jam track is. A visual jam track is even better than that because you get to see the chords that are coming up. Why is that important, Eric? Well, because if you know anything about great players, they're listening to the chords. They are speaking like a conversation, and just like when we weave back and forth between a conversation, the conversation moves over here and it moves over there, just like in a real interactive conversation, we can move around. And with a visual jam track, you're basically doing the same thing. You're able to see what chord's coming up next so you can anticipate it so that you can play the right parts, the right noodle parts and what have you, okay? So, for instance, right now, and I'm using the Vidami pedal here to press play. So right here, you can see there's 2 beats per measure, or 2 chords per measure, right? So the song's in 4, so it's like 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so you can see the chords there, right? As they're going by. And what that allows me to do is see what's going on. So if I want to play to this, I can easily do it. I probably wouldn't use all this delay and stuff, but so if I wanted to sorry about the crappy tone there, but you get the idea. I can look at the chords as they're going by and get ready to, here we go, we're going to change up, okay? That's visual jam tracks. These are available on the YouTube channel, Pro Jam Tracks, okay? That is a subsidiary, if you will, or it's just another thing that we do here at YourGuitarSage, okay? So we've created many of these tracks and actually are going to create a product for you guys that's going to have thousands of these tracks. So for instance, if you wanted this in every single key, and then if you wanted a scaled down version of it, say with just 2 chords, we're going to do that sort of thing. 1 chord jams, 2 chord jams, 3 chord jams, 4 chord jams, getting complicated if we want. All different genres. That's Pro Jam Tracks. I can't tell you anything more about it other than it's kind of next on our agenda, and we'll be releasing that soon. Not soon. It's going to come out. we have all the jams created already. We're just very busy here, to be quite honest with you. But that's called Pro Jam Tracks, and basically what we're able to do is we're able to see the jam track, and what I have here is a little representation below of of some of the places that you could play. So even if you don't know what you're doing, like me, I could just be like. Now, I'm just literally watching on the screen here. I'm not even, I'm just watching the screen because I'm seeing the notes on it, right? And I've got the chords going by. What? Yeah, it's literally that easy, okay? So, visual jam tracks, you got to have them, and you can find that. Just search Pro Jam Tracks on YouTube, and you're going to see a lot of these that are out there already. Okay, we got Pro Jam Tracks, we got the Vidami pedal, okay? Let's talk about, okay, the next thing is this Fender Mustang, okay? Now, I'm not plugged in for this right now. I'm not going to do it justice because
I have an announcement.
What's the announcement, Mike?
Sage, Texas wanted to buy Nerf Shot. Oh,
Mike, not the 59, Mike. Jeez. All right, so this is the Who's that? Who's that? Sage in Texas? What's up, Sage in Texas? Dude, this thing's badass. This is called the Fender Mustang Micro. Mustang Micro. I would have called it a Micro Mustang, but they have an amp called a Mustang, and it has all sorts of effects built into it and different amp modeling and what have you. You know, I love a good, just straight up amp, and I also like modelers if they're good because you can get so many different sounds out of them. It's very convenient. This thing runs about $100 if I recall correctly. You literally take it, put it into your guitar, and hook your headphones up to it. I use this all the time in the evening when I'm laying in bed. Maybe the wife's watching TV or something, and I want to be quiet, but I want to get some guitar playing in. And here's the deal. I'm not going to give you the sounds on this today because our good buddy RJ Ronquillo did a killer video for this, okay? So just search, if you want to know how this thing sounds, which it sounds great. I'll just tell you that. It sounds great, especially for like $100. And you've got all sorts of effects and overdrives in it and what have you. It's just stupid simple. It has Bluetooth in it. So what you can do is if I'm listening to my tunes on my phone, it'll Bluetooth the tunes to this. I've got my headphone plugged in already, so literally, boom, this is all I got. This is plugged in. I've got my headphones on, and this is wireless, and I'm pulling up tunes on projamtracks.com or Pro Jam Tracks there at YouTube, or I'm pulling up songs in my favorite player, okay? And I'm playing the song, and they're going via Bluetooth to this guy, and it's plugged in, and I can adjust the volume right here. So you have perfect volume of the tune, and you have perfect volume of your guitar, right? Super amazing. So that's the Fender Mustang. I'm sure you heard of Fender before. I know you know how to get a hold of those guys, okay? And this is more generically. So if you want something that's going to grow with you, so I like this because you don't have to mess with an app, okay? But I also like the apps too, because the apps grow, right? And you can have new amps and stuff like that. So this is just you plug it in and you go, and the sounds are great, and all the sounds that I need will come up there. Now this is an interface device. Specifically, this is an interface for iOS. Obviously, they have them for Android and all the different smart devices out there. But what you do is you plug this in to your phone, like so, and then you take the 1/4-inch cable out of your guitar and you plug it in here. And what this does, and you can see it powers it there with the power of the phone. And this acts as an interface. This is so you can get sounds from your guitar into the interface, into your phone. And then there are all sorts of apps out there, all sorts of apps for amps, effects, what have you. Many of them are free, okay? So some sort of interface. The working word here is interface, because I know there's a lot of folks that these technologies that I'm presenting to them right now, they're just like flabbergasted. They're like, I've never even heard of that before. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. You need some sort of interface if you want to interact with your computers / phones, all that good stuff. You can record. There are programs that are absolutely free, like GarageBand, that are super powerful. I mean, you could record an album on it, okay? Technology that is beyond what the Beatles were using, right in your little phone, okay? That's all you need, literally. That you can plug in, some of them you can plug in microphones and the whole 9 yards, okay? So that is an interface device. I'm just using that kind of generically, okay? Oops, sorry about hitting that microphone here. We had mic issues, and that's why we're using this one right now. Okay, the very last thing I'm going to show you is a looper, because that's another generic thing. I'm really excited to show you something else here, friends, and I'm going to put the guitar down for this one. So there is a company that hit me up recently here, and I just downloaded this software, and it's pretty dang cool, man. And it's called RipX, okay? It's by a company called Hit and Mix. If you want to find out more about them, it's hitandmix.com. I think this software is $99, but let me show you how amazing this is. And I could be wrong on the price, but I think that's how much it is. Okay, this is called RipX. And Mike, if you want to show them what I'm looking at here. Okay, so check this out. So this is a Gabriel the Bull tune, by the way. This is my band, and I want you to hear what we can do here. So first off, this is a very, very, very rough mix. So don't judge it. But this song is called "The Storm." It's by Gabriel the Bull. It's not out yet. This is a rough. But I pulled it up really quickly. And so, you know, when we record in the studio, we record stems or tracks, which is one at a time. Sometimes the whole band will go in there and we'll play together, and there's the drummer and there's the bass player and the keys and guitars and vocals and everything. We're recording everything. But even though we may be recording everything at once, everybody gets their own track. Sometimes every single drum gets their own track so that we can mix later on, add effects, equalize, turn up, turn down, silence, those sorts of things, mute. And so we need control like that. But then when it goes from that big studio session, we talk about like 64 tracks, we're talking about 64 individual tracks, right? When we're listening to something on our device, we're listening to 2 tracks, we're listening to stereo. So that needs to be summed down to 2 tracks, okay? Makes sense, right? But once it's done like that, you can't extrapolate a drum set. You can't extrapolate, anything like that. You can't extrapolate a bass. You can't extrapolate a guitar part. Unless you have those original stems. You just can't do it. Or can you? Okay, so the folks at Hit and Mix came out with this thing called RipX. I've heard about the technology now for years and was very skeptical because I'm like, how can you do this? But this is using artificial intelligence. And that's all I can tell you. AI, right? And so, check this out. So I can play this tune, and if I want, I can pull out individual instruments. So once you drop the tune in here and you literally drag it and drop it onto the interface here, it separates everything into these different colors. And these different colors are different instruments, okay? So here we go. Let's try this.
I saw your mother there.
Let's just have just the vocals only, okay? Now you can see the vocals come in here in yellow. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It just knows. Very interesting. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to solo. So you have these mutes and you got these solos. So if I want to mute something or solo something, I can do it. So here we go. I'm going to solo the voice.
I watched it from a ways away. I saw your mother there.
What?
All wrapped up in the colors of the dead. Why are we so afraid of them?
What?
Go back to every moment that
now we'll bring everything in.
Together.
Or we'll take it out.
I turn my eye toward the western sky. I know you're waiting there. When the storms come,
right? We're gonna do the guitar. We're gonna take out the we're gonna have the guitar run in just a minute. All right, let's go into this a little bit again.
Go back to every moment that we were together. I turn my eye toward the western sky. I know you're waiting there.
Let's just do the drums for a minute. What? Now we just have the lower end, right? Now we got the rhythm section. Pretty cool. I'm gonna take out just the guitar here, or just solo the guitar. So check this out.
You can feel it coming miles away. Black clouds rolling in. Son, you must remember who we are. We are the stars. The stars go.
That is badass, in my opinion, friends, because now what I can do, now this goes beyond what I'm just showing you here. I've just scratched the surface of this, but essentially what you can do, DJs could use this, musicians could use this. Oh my gosh. I mean, pull up some Van Halen. I have some Van Halen in there, as you can see right there, but I dare not play it because I'm going to get a stupid copyright strike because, you know, Google doesn't have enough money and Van Halen doesn't have enough money. So I'm not going to play it. So pretty cool stuff though, right? So this allows me, if I wanted to learn some Van Halen licks, right? Put on some Van Halen, take everybody out and just listen to Eddie. What? It's magical. And you can also take these, I haven't done it yet, but if you wanted to, you could extrapolate each one of the little isolations here and drop them into your favorite digital audio workstation and utilize those and create all sorts of fun stuff from it. Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's called RipX. If you want to know more about that, go to hitandmix.com and check those guys out. If there's a way to tell them that I sent you, tell them that I sent you. Okay.
Alive, 42.
Oh, come on.
It said, Nerf shot, please. That was a delicate one.
How much am I getting paid to get shot?
It's $5 a shot.
Okay,
well,
okay,
$2.50 now.
okay. That's legitimate. It's my wife. Hi, I'm in a live broadcast. Can I call you back? Okay, thanks. Bye. That was my wife. All right, so, all right, cool. All right, we got everything. Let's talk about a looper right now. This is more generically speaking, right? By the way, I told you 3 links below. Robbie Calvo's looper course right now is on sale, 82% off. So if you have a looper, you don't know how to use it, or you have a looper and you're like, I don't use it much. It's because you don't know how to use it, okay? Either way, if you're not using a looper, you don't know how to use it because they are literally the most fun first pedal that anybody should own because you can do so much with it, okay? So the song you just heard by Gabriel the Bull, which, by the way, if you want to follow those guys, that's the band I'm in. You can follow us on Instagram. We're fairly active on Instagram. We have some tunes that are on YouTube, though. So check that out. Just search Gabriel the Bull, right? If you see a picture of a cute little bulldog on Instagram, that's not us. It's very cowboy-esque rock type music, all right? Lots of reverb, lots of delay, lots of cowboy spanky twanky guitars. Okay, and so I recorded something. So this is the section that I just played for you here in just a moment ago. So what you could do with the looper pedal is this. Basically, you play your part, you know, whatever the part is. In this case here, I did like a. That was my loop, and here it is. And I could do, so this is just gonna loop over and over again, okay? It's just gonna loop as many times as I want it to loop, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is play over the top of it, so it allows me to come up with ideas. So a lot of people think that you know, these great guitar players just come up with ideas. They just pull them out of the air. No practice necessary. It doesn't work like that for anybody. There's not a guitar player in the world that I've ever met that's ever done that, okay? Now, it does happen that after a certain place, after doing this for so much, that you're able to come up with ideas much quicker, absolutely, okay? Any of the guitar players that I have on here, you know, any of my artists, these guys are great at improvisation. You put on a jam for them and they can improvise to it. Great. Okay, but that comes through practice. It comes through working with jam tracks. It comes through playing with a band. But you can only play a chord progression so many times before the band's ready to go home. That's where jam tracks come in. That's where a looper pedal comes in, because I can sit here and just do this and come up with mean, you can just literally just sit there. I do that sometimes with a great chord progression I put on my headphones, and I just get lost. Friends, if you want to have fun playing guitar, get yourself a dadgone looper pedal, man. And till the cows come home, you can just sit there with your headphones on and get good without being embarrassed, because you're going to F up so many notes, it's not even funny. That's what happens at first. That's how you learn the right notes to play, is you mess up a bunch of notes, okay? That's how all the pros will tell you how you do it. So, okay, great. Some cool stuff, right? Let's go over it again. ProJamTracks.com. You can find that on, well, it's ProJamTracks.com. It's just under construction page right now. I think you might be able to put your name in there. Not sure. It's been some time since we've revisited that, Mike. We need to again. The Vidami pedal, right? You can VIDAMI. That's to control YouTube. The Mustang, the Fender Mustang. I just think this thing is cool. Any sort of pocket amp, but this one's like kind of the newest. It's really affordable. It does the job. I got no complaints about it. Zero complaints about it. Oh, it's rechargeable. Yeah, I love this thing. This is great. I go camping with it. I have a little Steinberger guitar, right? The kinds that have no body and no headstock, so it's like from here to here. And whoa, dear Lord, it's only a 59. And so I bring this with me everywhere along with my Steinberger, okay? When I'm going camping and stuff like that, so I have a guitar. So we got that. We got the interface. You need some sort of interface. Got the looper pedal. RipX from hitandmix.com. Check these guys out. If you do buy something from them, please tell them that I sent you, just because that would be kind of cool to know that that you guys bought something because I suggested it. But I don't get anything for it. I don't have any sort of deal with these guys, okay? So that's it. All right, let's get to some questions. Let's get to some questions here. All right. All right, and I guess I'm gonna start at the beginning because I don't see a ton of these. Oh, by the way, friends, the three links below, you know about those. RJ's slide courses, 75% off, 73% off, and Robbie's course is 82% off. If you have a looper pedal or you don't have a looper pedal, you need to have a daggone looper pedal. Go buy one. Okay, TC Electronic, I'd say the Ditto pedal is really affordable and super good. Those links are below. The tip jar. If you guys want to donate to buy me a coffee today, you can find that link pinned at the top, okay? All right, here we go.
Let's buy me a Nerf shot.
BuyMeANerfShot.com. Good to see you too, Scott. All right, beautiful people from all over the world. I love it. Loopers should be the third item purchased after a guitar. Look, the real My Knees Hurt. I'm so glad that you did that, My Knees Hurt, because there's so many false accounts out there that we know that this one's the real one, the real My Knees Hurt. Thank you for doing that for us. So loopers should be a third item purchased after a guitar. What do you think the other two? What do you think the other items are? The other three items? A pick, probably, and strings. I don't know. Oh, good. Russ R. is saying Robbie's course is excellent. Beautiful. Patrick in Barbados, rubbing our nose in it. Hello, Patrick. Beautiful, Barbados. Aberdeen, Scotland, Hong Kong. What's up? I love that. Hong Kong, Tacoma. Beautiful. Love the Vidami. So Scott's got one. He knows what I'm talking about. Really good stuff, right? Boynton Beach, Florida. I know where that is. I love that. The Vidami is on it. Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm telling you, I've been using the Vidami for about a year now. So glad it works with your guitar-sage. It does. We just got in touch with them, and they assured us that it would work. Can't wait for the new jam tracks. Awesome. Yes. And remember, those jam tracks are available to you right now. Just search Pro Jam Tracks. Go, subscribe to it. All that good stuff, right? Okay. Beer Hounds, beer reviews. Brilliant idea. Now I just have to memorize the notes on the neck. People think that you have to memorize notes on the neck. I've been playing for like 40 years. I don't have the notes memorized. I don't even know what that means. Like if someone said, what's this note? I'd go, Well, I'd have to use my springboard stuff. I don't have them memorized. There's no need to memorize them, you know. When you put your, do I have an analogy for that? I'm sure I do, but you don't need to memorize the notes. What you need to do is memorize some forms, okay? And those are easy to memorize. In fact, if you learn one good form and you know how to use that around the neck in every key, which is literally just moving it up and down the fretboard linearly, then you can do a lot with that, a whole bunch with that, okay? I have a few people talking about the Mustang. They love that, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Nux Mighty Plug. Nux Mighty Plug is great, similar to Mustang. Okay, we'll check that out. RJ's Fender Micro Amp videos named Fender Mustang Micro Headphone Amp. First impressions and review. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, Mike just put that in there. Thank you. Good stuff. When you're there, tell RJ that you love him and tell him we sent you, okay? With the Mustang, is there a delay when you use Bluetooth in videos? No, there's not. No, zero delay. I mean, it's just like playing in time. It's perfect, yeah. Yeah, Terry's saying the same thing, yep. Okay, yeah, there's Mitch. That software that we were looking at is called RipX. It's pretty cool. Obviously a convolutional neural network, he said nerdily. That's funny. Okay, good. So if a looper is good, if you are 100% acoustic, absolutely. So I tell you about Gabriel the Bull. Gabe, the singer for our band, even when we're doing a live show, he'll use that looper live with us, okay? He'll literally use the looper live with us, and we're in sync with everything, you know?
I had to put this question on there. It was very rude of me.
Yeah?
That I didn't give him his 3.
3? Oh,
He only got 1. Now he's got
jeez,
3.
I'm glad I had my kids already. All right, so I should get extra points for that.
Well,
Or you should.
Quite.
Yeah. So as a looper, yeah, you can use it for an acoustic guitar. You can use it for nylon string. In fact, like I said, Gabe uses it for a couple tunes where he's looping the entire time, and he's having parts come in and out. Depending on the complexity of the looper, he's got like this Mac Daddy looper. It's like a $500 looper, and he can pull 3 different tracks in and all sorts of really cool stuff with it. So, but yes, you can do it with an acoustic for sure. Gotcha. Guitar, tuner, looper. Yeah, I agree with you, dude. Yeah, you got to be in tune. After you get the tuner, get the looper. Yes. Is it deep remix or deep audio? It's the cheaper one, Joe. So RipX, let's see. I'll tell you. I'm there right now. It's deep remix. Deep remix. The deep remix plus deep audio is something different. The deep audio is like, if you really want to get down the rabbit hole and start changing up some stuff. If you're not a major audiophile, I would probably not entertain it. I'd get good at deep remix first and then come to deep audio. Because you can do some really cool stuff with deep remix, way more than I even showed you, okay? Any thoughts on an EBO? Yes. Hey, Mike, would you hand me my EBO that's on that other computer there? I'll show them an EBO. So, yeah, this is one that I didn't show just because it's less about practice. That's it, brother. Thank you. Yeah, don't throw that one. Thank you, pal. So I didn't bring this up because this really doesn't have much to do with practice, but this is a great tool. And so I use these a lot, actually, for Gabriel the Bull. So what this does is this is a device that shakes the string electronically using magnets. So you see these 2 like little rails right here, and you kind of hover those over the strings. It's actually touching the strings that are outside of it. And this is what it does. So if I hold a note here, right? So if I want to have some cool like little violin sounds here. Keep going all day long with it. It's got two different modes. One of them will give you the actual note, and the other one, the one that I had it on, will give you kind of like this feedback sound, which I love it. It's like when a guitar feeds back and starts bringing in some other frequencies off the micro frequencies off the top. I love that, you know. I love that sound. Super cool stuff. So an EBO is about $100. They're fragile. They're kind of fragile, although the one that I've had since the 90s, I think it is, and the little switch here just gave out. So this is a new one. But they are bad to the bone. I love them. The other thing is the UGS Pro and ample strings. Indeed. Muscle memory is the key. Yep. Hey, do you notice any difference in body size with older Gibson SGs and newer ones? Nope. I don't think anything's different about them. I could be wrong, but I don't think they would be changing an SG's shape because it's so classic. Like, you can't change the shape of a Les Paul or any of those. They just don't do that usually, you know, so I can't imagine it. The Yamaha 32A practice amp. I don't know anything about it, friend. Francois, I don't know anything about it, my friend, who's in Switzerland, I believe. Which I see you guys out in the streets there too, man. Power to the people, man. Give them hell. I'm with you. I stand with you. What about the Yamaha practice amp? I don't know anything about it, friend. But my guess would be, you know, usually with stuff like that, with like real commoditized products, I just look at the reviews, and if you see that it's got 4.5 stars, you're probably good. If it has 4 stars or anything below that, I'm usually like, you know, I don't know about that. Billy Strings uses a looper and other pedals with his acoustic. Yeah. Sorry, Sage, but you gave me too much. That's all right, Anthony. You can take it one step at a time. Ron, yes, this will be saved for you guys to watch later. Yes, indeed. I've never seen an EBO used. Yeah. Never give in. Indeed, Ken, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, people like Mike freaking start shooting you with his Nerf gun.
Speaking of which, $25 donation.
What? All right.
That's $5.
Yeah, come on.
You want to grab anything to cover it up, son?
No.
5, 4.
Okay. My eyes. Good Lord.
All in the elbow. I'm being kind.
Thank you for the donation, friends. Never give in, indeed. SGs break at the neck. To easy, they owe me a guitar. Ooh, breaks at the neck. Too easy, they owe me a guitar. I won't get involved in that one. Hey, look, it's Billy Gibbons, friend. Billy Gibbons fret hand. They're about $100, and I love mine. So if you've heard the song "With or Without You," that's using a lot of EBO though, right? So it's like see if I can get this. just do like just a little bit here. So with or without, you guys have heard this too, right? They do something like. I love those things, man. They're fantastic. Okay, great. All right, let's. What other questions we got here? Yeah. That Ebo is pretty bad to the bone. Has anyone ever tried using the Mustang in front of their looper with success? I've gotten it to work. Yeah, out but not in. Well, yeah, no. So what you want to do, if you want to do that, you plug this into your guitar. Right? Plug this straight into your guitar, and then you'd have to do like I guess you'd have to do the headphones out into something. So, yeah, I don't know how you do that. You can do it, but it just wouldn't be very super friendly, you know? Okay, good. About the looper course with it. Yeah, good. All right, so you got our boy Robbie Calvo's course. Ebo the Letter by R.E.M. Yep, Okay. Ken Mosholder, yes, Henry. Ken is a man of culture, indeed. He's a good man. He doesn't pussyfoot around. He's a strong man. The world needs those. We seem to be dumbing them down. Hey, any thoughts on the best way? You can be a man and be sensitive at the same time. Just don't take away the man part any more than you need to take away the woman part, right? Let women be women and men be men. Oh, so offensive. Why would you say something like that? Hey, any thoughts on best way to get any performances on the looper pedal? First steps for those who know perhaps 20 to 30 chords and perhaps strumming, fingering patterns. Thanks so much. Yeah, but not in one sentence, right? So like you need to be coached into this. There's a lot to know. I would say take advantage of Robbie's course, because it's 82% off right now. Otherwise, you can watch some videos of me. You can watch some videos of me on YouTube with Robbie. Just search YourGuitarSage Looper, right? And you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, is your gun broken, Mike?
I have 200 more rounds.
Eric, the Moises app is pretty cool. Also, to isolate tracks, have you tried it? No more than what I just showed you there. I did isolate those tracks, but no more than what I just showed you there, right?
I feel like he was mocking me.
I use the Roland Cube Street for my practice amp and vocals. The Vidami Pedal and wireless instead of the guitar cord. Great setup for a combo. Yeah, good. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Do you keep posture in mind? What do you do in case you get back pain? Do you punch your wife like spaghetti? No, I love my wife. Do you keep posture in mind? Yes, absolutely. I cover this. This is one of the first videos that I cover because, man, look, if you start off the game like this, you're hunched over like this, and you got the guitar all this way, there's like 10 reasons why you don't want to do that, right? So I go over all that. You want to keep this supported, right? You don't want it to be like this. You want to do it like this. You're engaging those muscles, but you're engaging those muscles and you're keeping your back strong. You're going to be able to play so much better. The guitar's going to be in the right place, all the rest, okay? I go over all that. Check out the Unstoppable Guitar System that you guys can get into today for $1 and test drive the whole thing. Links for all that stuff should be below. Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Eric. I've been through too much to give in. 75 years of loving my country. Agreed, brother. And anybody who doesn't like it, get the hell out. And I'll say it like that. You can get the hell out. I don't care however you say it, right? If there's a better country, go to that country. Don't try to change this one. That's how I feel. Obviously, there's things that should be changed. Okay, I'm not saying there shouldn't be. There's always things that can be changed and get better. But dear Lord, come on, man. People trying to make this a, communist or socialist regime. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm not for it. What is the link for the discount on Robbie's Looper course? It's below, my friend. It is below. Maybe one of the first links there. Okay. All right. We got about 5 minutes yet. Mike's got his. Let's go, Brandon. Was that
2 for 1 special?
Was someone upset that I hurt their feelings, Mike? Is that what that was for?
I don't know.
Better to strap up, stand and play. I love the TC Looper, indeed. Yeah. So I have a lot of those TC loopers, TC electronic loopers, and they're great. They're no nonsense. Just get in, get out, and you're done. Okay. What did I do here? That is exactly what the people from the south of the border are doing, trying to get in to to a better country. Yeah, that is. It's true. There's a reason why that is. Yeah. And there's a reason, too, why they're being let in. We know that. We know that, though. All right, we ain't done. Okay. All right, friends. Well, no other questions here, so we're probably going to end on time for the first time, or a few minutes early. I'm here. I'm available for you if you have any last questions here. But I say let's start round and third here. Do you know what the Fender micro amp doesn't work with a guitar that has a piezo pickup? I spent hours trying to have mine work on my acoustic. Nobody's saying anything about this at Fender. Nope, it should work. I would make sure that you've got a battery in your, if it needs a battery. Some of them need a battery and some of them don't. But if it doesn't have a battery, it might be that the output's not strong enough. So there needs to be a little bit of, there needs to be a little bit more signal there, so it may not work with a piezo. Okay. All right, good friends. I think we're done here. If you guys have any questions as far as those particular products that I sent, that I hooked you guys up with, ProJamTracks.com or ProJamTracks can be found on YouTube. Just search ProJamTracks. We've got a channel there, and eventually there's going to be thousands of these. I mean, we have them already. We just need to get them in a way that you can consume them. The Vidami Pedal, super cool. The Mustang, right? Personal amp, love these, so cool. Use them. Don't use it all the time, but when I use it, it's exactly what I need. You need an interface if you want to record into something, your computer or your phone or something like that. This is called the Jam by Apogee, Apogee. Right? Guitario is desperate for people to like them, so they're on my channel promoting their stuff.
I made the Nerf Rival 1200.
And the Nerf Rival 1200 for inspiration and motivation. That's his Nerf gun. The Apogee, we got the looper, right? Any looper will do, friends. And in fact, a lot of these things, well, the Vidami doesn't have something, ProJamTracks doesn't have something to rival it. You know, obviously, there's a personal amp. Just look up personal amp. There's lots of these types of things, lots of interfaces, lots of looper pedals. The Rip X by Hit and Mix. That's pretty individual. I don't know of anybody else who's doing that. Obviously, when a technology comes out, all these other people will come out eventually, but these guys seem to have the market cornered, at least at the moment. So check them out, Hit and Mix. Pretty cool stuff. I really dig it. Okay. Any last questions here? Oh, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that, Joe. Okay. Good. Thanks, man. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right, friends. I'm out of here. I will see you guys. I won't see you guys next week. Not live, at least. I will not see you guys next week. I'll probably see you in 2 weeks. All right? Love you, and I will see you in another video.